What's wrong with you?
Everything's fine, just getting some fresh air.
Well, escaping isn't always something bad.
Welcome to the edge of the Blue Mountains National Park, probably Australia's most well-known national park. But more importantly, welcome to day one of spending 100 days travelling around Australia. Alright, bikes ready, time to go exploring. This is hands down the stupidest thing I've done in a long time. Probably a couple things you should know about me. Firstly, I'm an idiot, which means stupid things happening every day. Secondly, I have no experience doing anything like this and no transferable skills except maybe camping as a kid. And thirdly, I have no plan at all, no idea what's going to be happening this afternoon, tomorrow, nothing. So 100 days of just taking things as they come. The only thing I do know is that today, or right now, I want to go for a swim. First things first, get changed, and then I'll head down to the pool. Boop. Alright, time to go to the pool. Alright, swim complete. Thank goodness it warmed up from earlier because it was cold this morning and that water was much, much colder. And when I swam across to the other side, I was sitting over there thinking, damn, I have to swim all the way back and it is cold. But anyway, refreshed now and I'm off to the next destination. You have to wait and see. Destination 2, Knapsack Reserve. From what I've heard, there's some nice bike paths down here and there's also an old viaduct which looks super nice. So I'm gonna go check that out. Just gonna eat some lunch first, then put the bike together and then I'll head down. Alright, bike's ready, time to go exploring. Just made an unplanned stop here at Elizabeth Lookout. I mean, have a look at this. If there's one thing I'm going to be doing a lot on this trip, it's taking photos on this little digital camera. It's just a little Kodak camera. Not going to take the best photos in the world, not going to win me any prizes. But there are kind of two things for me on this trip that I really want to do. It's firstly, enjoy every single moment. But secondly, to tell a story for myself, and maybe if someone else is seeing this video, then to you too. And what better way to do that than through photos? Just unedited, low quality photos to try and tell the story. Every day I'm going to be taking, who knows, hundreds of photos, and each day I'll choose one photo that's my favorite of the day, and I'll take these photos and rank them against the others. So by the end of the trip I have a list of my 100 favorite photos and my 100 favorite days of this wild journey, which I'm sure it'll be.
A few moments later.
That's the viaduct, in case you were wondering. But this was hands down the stupidest thing I've done in a long time. And I'm not talking about that. The path started off fine. It was a normal kind of walking / bike path. Then there was the lookout, which you saw earlier. And then some kind of downhills, but it was all right. Just a little steep, but fun to ride down. And then I got to some stairs. And I thought, oh, that's all right, I'll be able to walk down. And then I started thinking about the reviews that I read before I came here, which said the steep stairs were worth it for the view. And I thought, oh, they can't be that steep, you know, it's just people complaining about stairs. I was wrong, and that wasn't even the worst bit. The worst bit was that I had to carry that bike down. So the whole way down I had the bike on my shoulder, just thinking about, oh, I'm going to have to walk back up. What am I going to do? And I knew it was a terrible idea halfway down. This is a terrible idea. I don't even know whether I'm halfway down. I'm just walking downstairs carrying the bike, and I'm gonna have to carry it back up. Terrible idea. But I just thought, oh well, I've already done so much, I might as well keep going. I should have stopped. And I was walking past all these people who were huffing and puffing, and I'm just thinking, oh well, I'm just cooked then. So yeah, now I'm at the bottom. The viaduct's beautiful. Hopefully there's a less obstructive view later on, but I don't know. But yeah, now I've got to sleep in the bed that I've made and walk up a billion stairs with a bike on my shoulder. See you in a bit. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually really cool. Look at it. I mean, it's probably worth it, right? Guess that depends how many steps there are on the way back. But I mean, I can't even describe it, dude. Like, you don't see someone like that very often, eh? Just thinking about how they even build something like this is crazy. Definitely something special. Now for stair climbing simulator. Oh, this is a terrible idea. I'm probably the least fit person you're going to meet doing anything like this. Alright, finally made it on top of the viaduct. Here we are, that's the top. Oh, I'm going to fall over. Which means I'm here. I started over here, and I think I kind of went and then through there and through there. So the plan is to avoid the walking track at all costs, because I just can't walk carrying the bike. So I'm thinking I'll go upwards along this bike track, which means I'll end up on a short walking track, which hopefully isn't too bad. And then, yeah, the other option is to go down, but I end up at a walking track anyway, I think. Unless I'm going on the motorway or on the highway, which I just don't think I can do. So yeah, the plan is to go that way and kind of see where it leads me. But first I might as well cycle along the viaduct, it's only fair, seeing as it took so long. hear that sound? That clunking sound? That's the sound of my bike chain being broken from hitting on those stairs over and over again. So I didn't even get to cycle on the viaduct for fun. I had to stop and fix the chain and then start all over. So I did cycle down to that bike track, but when I got there I found out that it was actually one way. Guess which way it was? Yeah, not the way I wanted to go. So I had to cycle back to the viaduct, look at the map again and try and figure out where I wanted to go. Even better. Probably thought it couldn't have got much worse since last time. Well, I'm looking at these stairs and thinking, surely this can't be the best way back. But I think it's not only the best way, but it's the only way. So I'm just stuck carrying the bike up a billion more stairs. So yeah, bike upstairs again, I guess. I don't even know what to say. Terrible idea. Never in my life have I been this happy to see a road. A road, well not even a road, something I can ride the bike on. It's day one. It's day one. How am I don't even know. This is not how I expected today to go. I thought it would just be a chill swim, come over, chill cycle, look at the thing, go find a campsite somewhere. But no, I'm here and I don't even know what the time is. Oh, it's only 2:30 to be fair, but god damn. Let's hope this goes all the way back to the car park. Whew. Spoiler alert, it did not. I followed that path for a while and it actually ended up leading me to a road, which I thought was going to lead all the way to the car park, but it wasn't. It was just part of the way there. It then took me to an army facility actually, which was quite cool to see, but I didn't record because I was just incredibly tired. And then eventually it led me onto a little dirt path, which is where the next clip is. Whoa! Holy hell. That guy does not give a
flip.
What I was talking about here was a guy cycled past while I was on the floor. He looked at me and then just kept cycling. To be fair, he was going incredibly fast. So I thought, oh, he just really doesn't care. But turns out he actually did. I met him in the car park when I finally made it back there. And he said, oh, was that you who was on their ass by the side of the path? And I said, yeah, it kind of was. And he said, oh, I cycled back round to see if you were okay, but you weren't there, so I assumed you were fine. And then we ended up chatting and he told me about his life. I told him about what I was doing. And he was a nice guy. So ignore me. I was just, I don't know, losing my mind, I guess. Wow. Wow. That could have gone a lot worse than it did. I literally landed inches away from slamming into that rock. Jesus Christ. Oh, well that was something special. I mean, you've just got to expect it at this point, I guess. I don't even know what to say. Anyway, Onwards and upwards. That was the hill, by the way. It's not really, you can't really see how steep it is, but I promise it's steep. I'm not even going to attempt going down this one. I pray that someone doesn't come behind me. Phrasing. Oh. I landed on my hip, that's what got the brunt of that. This is the way. This is the way. Holy shit. I wouldn't even be mad if I get there and the car's stolen. I just call it a day. Go home and never do anything like this again. It's like a blooper reel. This whole day is a blooper reel, like, so crazy. Yeah, I'm lost for words. Give me a million guesses, I just wouldn't have guessed that that's how today would have gone. Like, what even in the world? I mean, I knew stupid stuff would happen, because obviously stupid stuff will happen. That was the whole plan. Yeah. I don't even know where I'm going to go from now, but I'm thinking I want to have a shower. And the original plan was that, well, still the original plan is that I'll try to save as much money as possible. Like, this was supposed to be the cheapest trip possible. But I'm already day one contemplating paying to go to use facilities to shower. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to do some research. I'll get back to you. Alright, so I haven't exactly found much, but all I'm thinking now is there's an information centre a little bit down the road. So I'm going to go there, see what information they can provide me, and see if I can get to a campsite alive tonight. Because I have, no idea where I'm going next. Wish me luck.
The information centre was closed. Did you really expect anything else?
Okay, I have no idea whether I found a campsite, but I found a spot which might be a campsite, so I'm just going to drive down and figure it out, because that's the best I can do. I am exhausted. It's 4:30. No, it's not 4:30. Did I break my watch today? Oh no, still working. 4:15. It's 4:15. I thought it had fallen behind. It is 4:15. Anyway, it's about 30 minutes from here. I'm going to drive there. Fingers crossed it's a spot that I can stop. Otherwise, I'm not sure where I'm staying tonight. Let's go. I am unbelievably tired right now and definitely questioning certain life choices, but I'm at the campsite. The first one I went to wasn't really a campsite. It was more of a spot by the side of the road, which is fine, but it had a sign that said warning, something about the land's being supervised or something, and I was just like, it's not really worth the risk. So I've come up to this other spot, which is in Lura, which means I've kind of jumped across quite a big amount of the Blue Mountains, but it's a nicer spot and it's near other stuff that I want to go to, so it is what it is. I am contemplating not heating up or not cooking food and just eating cold stuff today because I am so tired. Look, a lot has happened. I did not expect today to be like this. Oh, but we move on. I'm waiting for the car in front because I think they're leaving and the ground is slightly flatter over there, so I'll head forward there in a sec. I'll see you for dinner in a bit. Interrupting your normal service with today's Photo of the Day. I took 109 photos today. and none to be laughed at. They all told a story, and there were plenty of stories to be told, best believe. The first spot, the blue pool, chill, relaxing morning, cold water, but nice. Set the tone for what I thought would be the rest of the day, but I guess not. The first, well, disaster's a bit of a strong word. Maybe we'll say the first step in the wrong direction. Glenbrook Reserve. A little bit of beauty, Elizabeth Lookout, the viaduct, but then a little bit of chaos. The walk down those stairs with the bike on my shoulder, and then a much steeper descent. The hill that tried to put an early end to the trip. But what if I told you the photo for today was determined before I took any of these? I mean, it's day one, the beginning, first chapter of an 100-day journey. And that's an important story to tell. And I thought the best way to tell this was through the windscreen of the car. I took a fair few photos like this, but this was the one I was most satisfied with. From the back seat, as if you're just a kid in the middle of the back, watching as your parents drive, looking through the window, just enjoying the ride. And the camera itself didn't actually pick up any of the scenery in front, the forest, the sky. It was all too bright. So all you get is that brightness. And somehow that's even more impressive because it tells the story of the unknown. Who knows what's coming tomorrow, this afternoon, anything. It's all unclear. And the name for this photo comes from a game which I love called Firewatch, and one particular dialogue from that game which has gained a lot of popularity. It's not actually in the game itself, but it's in the trailer and it's in parts in the game. The start of it comes from one of the first dialogues in the game, where you're on the radio, you've just arrived in your fire tower, and someone says on the radio, "So, what's wrong with you?" And then it cuts to a different dialogue later in the game, where you say, "Everything's fine, I'm just getting some fresh air." And if you've played the game, you know everything isn't fine. Maybe that's true in your life, maybe it's not. For me, I guess I am just getting some fresh air. But no matter what, Delilah responds just ignoring it, and she says, "Well, escaping isn't always something bad." And so that's what this is. Number one, The Great Escape. I lied. You didn't get to see my dinner. All you get is this one photo of it. Anyway, I've done some research about what my options are to go from here. I have two main options. I either keep heading northwest along the Great Western Highway to then keep going up Australia through the Blue Mountains and on from there, or I can essentially turn around and start heading southeast so that I'm going downwards and I'll see the bottom side of Australia before I see the top. Inland's not an option because it's just not an option. So yeah, it's either north or south essentially, and what better way to decide it than a coin flip. So I've got here a $1 coin, and not just any $1 coin, it's a special one, and it says "A Voyage to Terra Australis," which feels a bit fitting. Tails we go north, heads we go south. I'll flip it, catch it, over in the hand.